Hello. So this is the last video in this introduction chapter, and I'm going to talk about like statistical literacy or information literacy. I have to teach that. It is required by the university. So first, I'm going to give you some useful data sources. You don't need to throughout this semester. Maybe I'm not going to ask you to use real data because it's really hard to use real data with like 100 students taking this course. But I'm telling you, if you are doing some independent research or if you need to do some data analysis for another course, this list may help. So many data are produced by the government. For example, Census Bureau publishes data about population, number of households, poverty rate, and demographics like age distribution, gender ratio, you know. So they are census data, so you can find them from Census Bureau. And FRB, Federal Reserve, publishes basic economics and particularly monetary data, inflation rates, interest rates, exchange rates. So you can find those data from FRB at St. Louis. So by the way, FRB has many branches over the nation, and St. Louis in particular is in charge of maybe publishing those data. And labor market data are usually published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, like unemployment rates and number of jobs created. Like at the beginning of every month, like it's announced, and these days they become pretty important. And hourly wage and other related labor market information data are published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And Bureau of Economic Analysis is more like a macro, bigger picture economics data are from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, like the GDP, international trades, deficits or losses, and corporate profits. So, more like balance sheet data are from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. And government spending data are from the Congressional Budget Office, like federal spending, tax revenues, and tax forecasts and spending forecasts. So those data must be available on the Congressional Budget Office. So as I said, as you can see, those variables are literally the most fundamental and important variables in any kind of economic analysis. So if you need them, use this list as a starting point, a clue to search for the relevant data. And also, there are more useful secondary sources. So secondary platform collects. So these sources are original sources, but also there are secondary platform that collects original sources, make links to the original links so that you can more easily find the necessary data and handle the data more easily. For example, American Economic Association collects a much longer list of online data resources, right? So you can find much more information from AEA webpage. And also, Integrated Public Use Microdata Series. This is a very useful platform because it collects a lot of different publicly available data sources into one place. And you can just click to download a certain variable from a certain data set in a certain year, right? So this website, IPUMS, IPUMS is maintained by the University of Michigan or Minnesota, So they collect public economic data and make a nice platform. So it makes the download much easier. And National Bureau of Economic Research. This website, so National Bureau of Economic Research is actually like a group of economics professors, economics researchers. So on this data, they collect more serious research-oriented data. So maybe they may be processed data based on the original data sources, but they are processed to make a, say, for example, new index. For example, I develop a new, say, house price index. Then it's more, this is processed data, and when I publish the data, usually it goes to the National Bureau of Economic Research. This is more research-oriented website, and international data are usually collected by World Bank or OECD. So, for example, when you compare across countries, like you have to, for example, compare their GDPs, inflations, like trades, then uh, then their original data sources are from different countries. So it's really difficult to collect the data by yourself. So then go try OECD data bank, OECD or World Bank data, collect and collect data so that you can compare across countries. It will help you a lot, right? So these are data sources that may help you do your own research. And after downloading the data, you need to process the data on, and then you need Excel or some program. So of course, Microsoft Excel is the very basic, maybe the most widely used program. And as an econ major and as any college graduate is expected to be able to use Excel to some extent, right? So, and I'm not going to teach it, but just in case, if you have never used Excel, like for example, if you don't know how to calculate the average or the summation on Excel, then you may be in trouble later. So before you graduate, I recommend you to learn how to do basic things like copying and like sorting and like calculating averages on Excel before you graduate. Learn that. And for more advanced analysis, there are different spectrum. There are a spectrum of programs you can choose from. So first level is Stata, SAS, SPSS, and there are more. And these programs are for like entry level general data analysis for like general like research and like data analysis research. I mean, it's more advanced than Excel, but it has a lot of built-in commands for various statistical methods. So if you learn a new method from a textbook, from a statistics textbook, usually that method must be built in those programs. So it's really useful, and many companies use one of these, right? So it depends on the company's choice which program it uses, but usually one of the programs is used in data analysis in general. More higher level, even higher level is MATLAB or R. It's more advanced for advanced analysis because, so as I said, these Stata, SAS, SPSS have built-in commands. That means if you wanna make some changes to statistical method, say your data is slightly different from the textbook example, then you have to make some changes to the textbook method that is so that the method should be tailored to your data. But in Stata, SAS, SPSS, it's usually that's hard. But in MATLAB and R, you can write your own code so that you can make your own method. You can write down your own statistical method by yourself so to analyze your own data if your data does not fit the textbook method, right? So in that sense, MATLAB and R is for advanced data analysis. By the way, Stata, SAS, SPSS, MATLAB are for commercial. They are commercial programs, so they are not free. But R is a free software, so R is usually recommended for educational purpose, like for students, because it's free. You can install that anywhere on any computer. But so those programs, MATLAB, Stata, SAS, I guess those programs are installed on campus computers. So if you're interested, you may learn them like later. By the way, in a subsequent course like Eco 420, and I also teach Eco 480. In that course, I teach Stata. Stata is the most widely used program in applied economics. So Stata is most popular in economics, I guess. And I use MATLAB for my research because my job is, as a researcher, my job is to develop new statistical methods. So I cannot use Stata because it has like not much freedom to change the built-in commands. So I use MATLAB. And even more advanced program is Python. I guess you must have heard about this. Python is not just for statistical analysis. This is a very like a general purpose program. And in data analysis, Python is usually used when you wanna scrape data from the web, or when you handle a huge data set and MATLAB and R may not have enough memory. So Python is more general, more advanced program, but actually I don't know. I have never used Python before. So I'm willing to learn Python, but I had no chance to learn it. But anyhow, I like Excel is a must before you graduate, and it will be a big plus if you learn one of them, or R, one of them, or R. MATLAB may not be easy, but but it's optional. If it would be nice if you learn how to use MATLAB, but it may not, and may be too difficult considering its purpose. Okay, and then once you have the data and the program, you have to use some statistical methods. And of course, what I say here is you should follow ethical guidelines. Of course, you don't cheat. It's actually very easy to cheat with statistical like methods and data. So changing numbers like as if it's an error, something like that. So, and also as a consumer of statistics, you should learn statistical theory to understand what is cheating and what is inappropriate. So otherwise, you may be fooled by a totally wrong, misleading analysis. So that's another reason to learn statistics. Okay, this is it. In the next video, this is the end of chapter 0. In chapter 1, we are going to start from probability, which is the probability that you have in mind. It's exactly the same probability so it will be easy. We'll start from the easy topic, but I'm going to define and give you a new structure to understand probability, how it is theoretically defined, how you may understand it, and how we use that theory. Okay, thank you for watching and see you later. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. See you later.